Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, Chris from the Tiger's Den, and I have got something sweet to talk to you about today. There are two games coming out early to mid next year that I cannot wait to cover, I cannot wait to play, and they both come from the same publisher. A publisher that's responsible for publishing nine of my top 20 games, Square. So Square dropped a bunch of. I actually don't know if they dropped it today or yesterday or when, but it just hit my email box because I have subscriptions set for when stuff like this drops. And I'll be damned if they didn't drop. I thought I was going nuts. The box art for Final Fantasy VII Remake. Boom! There, there it is. Oh my god. It's like what's old is new again. That materia glow in the Buster Sword and that detail on the Buster Sword, the hair, everything is great. Okay. So moving on from that, they dropped a bunch of these screenshots that I wanted to look with you because we finally got our first peek at Materia. Okay, so this is just a sweet screenshot. Let's just be frank about that. They're clearly playing tactical mode. You can see that on the left-hand side. Tifa ability magic item, and look at that kick against whatever the F this is. I don't know what it is, but it looks awesome. Let's drop another one here. Let's just pull up a bunch of these so we can kind of scroll through them. Just a good shot of Barret. You can see on the left-hand side, what is Steel Skin? I don't know what that is, but it sounds awesome. Potion, Thunder, yeah, that stuff makes sense. Pulling ATB. Okay. Staggered, Barret and Cloud, rocking some fighting here. Punisher mode. That sounds cool. I dig Punisher mode. And here we have... So this is interesting to me because it seems like they're controlling Barret here. And this looks like it's the screenshot of the part of the boss battle where Cloud gets picked up. And Barret has to get him released, and he's like, yeah, I wasn't counting on your help. Limit stance for Tifa. She looks great. Battle pose looks great. I love it. I love it. Let's pull this one. I know which one the materia is. I want to get to that one last, you guys, because there's so much there that it's going to be a focal point for me. Oh, this looks wow. And it actually looks like she's got Palm Strike keyed up there. I almost wonder if this is, during her limit break. Barret during his. That just looks cool. That just looks cool. Look at the detail with his hair and his tattoos. Just the work that went into him. Is this a tablet? Is this a tablet on his leg? Limit cracking right there. I love it. I love it. I'm not actually sure where this is in the game. The sewers? Where is that? Aerith cracking some Tempest? Or is that just her hitting with a Thunder spell? Could be. Regardless, it looks awesome. I read the press release on her fighting, and it seems like she's pretty much a ranged character like you would expect. Yeah, stop. Okay, that just looks cool. Stop somehow looks cool. I think when we all thought of this, right? Like, you remember the old animations for Haste and stuff? I don't think any of us thought, like, yep, Stop is gonna look boss. That looks awesome. Elemental. Okay, so this is... We're gonna talk about this one when we get to the material. Let's leave that. Look at Ifrit and tell me that does not get you hot and bothered. That is... That's a summon. That is what summons should look like. I fear this summon. Oh. Uh, oh my god. This is how a Freet looks. Imagine how the summons from later on look. And I'll tell you this, I prefer Shiva over Ifrit anyways. So looking at this, my mind is going nuts right now. Carbuncle. How do they do Fat Kokobo? How does that work? You know, there are so many here. Can you imagine not going into Knights of the Round? Because let's hope that they cut that out. We don't need another 5-minute summon. Can you imagine Bahamut? Right? Okay, so let's drop that one. Let's pull up a few of these. Let's pull up a few of these before we get into our materia. We've got Sector 7. You know what's bonkers to me about this? And look at 7th Heaven. Okay? This stuff looks like it's so... I don't know how you walk this fine line. You know, yeah, they've had years to work on this game and kind of like plot out all this stuff, but everything in here is a nod to us or a hats off to us. None of it is plastered with, you know, oh, we've got to do this and this because the genre's moved forward. This is the genre moving forward. And trust me, all that Xenoblade nonsense being re-released, Trials of Mana looks good, but it's not this. This is going to be what redefines remastering and remaking a game, and all those other games are, I genuinely feel like it'll look and feel like trash in comparison. I just got done playing Link's Awakening, and I am semi-disappointed. Look at how real Tifa looks. Like, genuinely how real of a person that looks. I don't even know what to say about that. And Cloud, too. They couldn't have gotten Cloud. Look at the nuts. And on his shoulder pad. Like, I don't know, guys. I'm getting lost here. It's like I'm in 5th and 6th grade all over again. My grandma bought me my PS1 and Final Fantasy 7, and I was done. That was the end of it. Don't get me wrong, I love Secret of Mana, Secret Evermore. I was an SNES kid, but yeah. Now, what's interesting here is Barrett's glasses were a different color, it looked like, in some of the other screenshots. So that would be a neat aesthetic to change here and there. Or it was just the lighting from his ultimate. I could be wrong. I'm Tifa all day, but let's not pretend like Aerith doesn't look awesome as well. Okay? But there she is. She's flesh and blood, man. Okay, now I want to get into... this is the stuff that we all came for, okay? So... look at Cloud's weapon and ingrain that in your memory, because here's where we get real. Look at the right-hand side of this materia's attributes. Okay? Elemental materia adds the element of the linked materia to your equipment. Okay? We still have the star rating. Look at that right side. Adds 2% linked elemental damage when equipped to a weapon slot. This is my man Cloud rocking faces with a Buster Sword imbued with ice. This is... yeah, this is the one thing, okay, that I went into, and I think I put this in my last video. I went into this saying the one thing I was worried about was, I'm not quite sure how they're going to work out the materia. There were some busted combos later in the game for stats. The materia was kind of boring while you were in Midgard because it was like, yeah, you have an all, and that's really all the customization you did is like, do you want cure all? Do you want fire all? You know, ugh. This is immediately like dousing that fire. Because this looks even better than the original Materia system. And incorporating it into, you know, we can see here the example of Cloud's sword. Yeah, I love it. But now look at the armor part. Halves. Then look at rank 2 and rank 3. Prevents, absorbs. I'm not sure how this is going to be balanced, but like I said, I could not be happier with this. And if you look over on this side, first off, we can see here on his weapon, he's got the ice, and it looks like he's probably got cure. Socketed there. Socketed together in the adjoined slot. And then he's got a purple here socketed to his iron bangle, because you'll notice the weapons section looks exactly like it did in the original Final Fantasy. I'm sure it's, updated a little bit. But you have the Buster Sword, the bangle, and power wrist guards. And here we have Materia here, which seems to be his summon. And I'm going to go out on a limb here, because I didn't, reading all this material, I didn't see it explained anywhere. I am going to bet that is each character can have a summon equipped. And the summon probably does not add to your stats or anything the way like elemental materia here would, or the way maybe these materia add to your base stats, and we'll get to those in a minute. But I feel like that's the route they're going, is that each character is going to be able to have one equipped. And that's a little more... I think Final Fantasy VIII is probably like the second worst Final Fantasy to me. That feels a little Final Fantasy VIII to me, but that's probably the one element to 8 I didn't hate. That everyone kind of had a summon socketed to them and, leveled up and used that. Now let's look at these stats real quick, because here we have pretty much everything from Final Fantasy VII. You've got attack, defense, magic attack, magic defense, strength, magic, vitality, spirit, luck, speed. The one thing I'm seeing here, though, is that defense is a set value. I'm not sure. You guys would have to remind me. I'm not sure what defense was in Final Fantasy VII originally. I thought it was like a percentage based. The value blocked a percentage of damage, and maybe it still does. But the way that's represented to me is awesome. And here we see Cloud's level 13. I believe that I have not replayed Final Fantasy VII, and I refuse to now because of how close we are to the remake. But I'm 90% sure that you're a pretty low level when you leave Midgard. So this has actually piqued my interest as well. I'll be curious to see how this goes. And so yeah, that's why I kind of wanted to wait for this, because you can see the ice particles and stuff, in this battle, and you're like, how is he doing that? We've only seen him like with lightning and stuff. This is how he's doing it. And my mind is blown. I love it. I love it. Last thing I want to go over for this and share with you guys, is if you guys missed this, it's up on Square Enix's website in their press center. But this is the cat's pajamas, okay? Whoop. Real quick. They showed pieces of this battle at Tokyo Game Show, I believe. But they released the full battle. I wanna pop through this with you guys. So, without further ado, this is such an odd creature. I love it. What is Aerith doing during this period? Oh, here we go. Going for the horns. There's Aerith. Okay, yeah, she's got ranged attacks like Barret. I love it. Makes sense. whipping magic around like no one's business. Oh, lady, you gotta get safe. That was sweet. God, the theme for the battles is so stunningly good. Oh. Look at Cloud's sword, by the way. You guys noticing Cloud's blade is not the Buster from the beginning? Did you just see the taunt dance? Oh! Oh, 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 oh man. Go. Boom. Yep. Oh my god. Dodge it. Here we go. Now you guys get to see the summon. Is this the first? I think this is probably the first summon that you get in the game that you drop, just because of the way they're doing the tutorials. You kind of see in the tutorials, by the way, how summons are controlled and directed and handled, and I gotta be honest with you, I used to just launch summons in FF7 or 8 or whatever and just stop paying attention. Look at Ifrit versus this thing. Ifrit's not even as big as him, but he's just... I'm doing it. I'm in it. Get him, Ifrit. Yep. Whipping him with fire. Summon ability. Pop that big one. Ifrit just walks in and punches him in the head. Oh, man. No way. Aerith just dropped the healing limit. We're gonna see Tifa's limit. Boom. Boom. Yep. We'll just go ahead and drop a cross slash. And then Ifrit's gonna finish you off. Yep. Oh my god! Done. Really quick, by the way, did anyone else catch Cloud's sword right there? You see, throws the Buster sword up on his back. You can see the green there. There's the purple. Oh, I love it. I love that it changes. I'll have to look out for it with the other characters. But, so, what hasn't this game given you at this point? This game has given you turn-based mode. It's given you a new combat mode that's a bit of a refresher in case you've played Final Fantasy VII a gajillion times like I have. I'm going to end up playing through this thing 2 times. Once in full turn-based and once in this action mode, just to get a feel for like how do I want to play the rest of this game, because my heart cannot take it. Now, I do want to talk, before closing, I do want to talk about the implications of what we're seeing here, okay? The implications being, think of some of the role-playing game franchises and how they used action-based combat and could benefit from this kind of remake. I am talking about games like Xenogears, which is a cult classic. I would argue it is one of my 20 favorite games, like top 20 of all time. Xenogears. The almost the entire of like Tales of original series, like Symphonia, definitely I would love to see redone. Breath of the Wild style graphics maybe on the Switch. That would be a to-go RPG for me. But one of my all-time favorite games, Star Ocean: The Second Star Story. That game had such a great combat system. Now imagine it put into this, because this combat system reminds me so much of Star Ocean. And not the newer ones, which I don't really care for. The Second Star Story, which, like I said, I just love to see pulled into this kind of modernization. Square, you are killing it. Now the final one that I want to blow your mind with is, imagine, okay? Captivate your imagination for a second. Chrono Trigger in this style with action-based combat. Wait, rather than summons, throw in Chrono Trigger's amazing dual and triple tech systems. Yeah. And Chrono Trigger is a game that, replayability-wise, you could remake that thing and people could play it. And even having played it 5 times, there were like 14 endings. So, you know, but this game, March and then May, cannot come soon enough. This and Avengers from Square, they are killing it. And on top of that, somehow around March, I have to find time for Animal Crossing. You guys are killing me. But anyway, I've been Chris. This has been the Tiger's Den, and you guys have been fantastic. What do you guys think of Final Fantasy VII Remake? Have you checked out any of these new drops? And if so, I want to hear your thoughts as well. Hit me up in the comments section below. Be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, hit our notification bell, and just get hyped for this game, man, because part 1, part 4, who cares? This is going to be a hell of a ride. Woo!